After her death, an elderly woman left a mansion worth $3 million, but there was tampering with her will. The mansion was transferred to a young man who was not one of her 3 sons. Lizzy Campbell's husband, Andrew, was a wealthy businessman. After his tragic death in a car accident, his beloved wife Lizzy inherited all his possessions. Of course, Lizzy and her 3 sons never lacked anything. However, as she approached old age, she wanted her sons to be close to her and take care of her. It's not as if Lizzy didn't have a nurse at home, but nothing could compare to family, as she often gazed at the rooms. There was a disturbing silence, a painful reminder of the distance that had grown between her and her 3 sons. So, when she was left alone after her sons left, she became depressed and stopped taking care of herself, which eventually led to her being diagnosed with cancer. The doctors said it was terminal cancer and that she had no more than a month to live. Lizzy couldn't stop crying when she heard the news, and she desperately wanted to see her sons one last time. So, she asked Marilyn, her nurse, to invite her 3 sons to dinner, but their responses were different from what she expected. Lizzy's eldest son, Matt, exploded in anger. "We have jobs and families to take care of. I'll check with my assistant to see if I have time next month." The worst part was that Lizzy was there, listening to everything. Her eyes filled with tears when she heard Matt's reaction. "If you can make time this month, that would be great. Your mother's health isn't good and she wants to see you." Marilyn insisted on hiding the truth, following Lizzy's orders, saying she didn't have much time left. But Matt didn't care. "So, take her to the hospital, damn it, Marilyn. Why are you bothering me? I'm not a doctor who can treat people," he said, and hung up the phone. Lizzy's tears streamed down her cheeks, but she wiped them away immediately. "You see, Marilyn, when did he become so responsible? He's very busy with his family." "Yes, ma'am," Marilyn replied sadly, knowing deep down that his statements and what happened hurt Lizzy, and that nothing could comfort her. She took a deep breath and called Tom and Harry, but that only made things worse. Only Tom didn't answer the phone, and when Harry answered, he just said, "Sorry, Marilyn, but I can't come because I'm traveling to India to meet some foreign investors. I know my mother is elderly and she'll cause unnecessary fuss, so please tell her that I'm not well and that I'll see her soon." In this way, all 3 refused their mother's invitation in one way or another. Poor Lizzy went to her room, closed the door, and cried all night, holding a picture of her husband. "I'm so sorry, Andrew. I think we were so focused on meeting our children's needs that we forgot to teach them the value of family." Marilyn couldn't help but feel sorry for the elderly lady. At that moment, she realized that no matter how hard she tried, there was nothing that could comfort Lizzy. But then an idea came to her. Lizzy was a good friend to her neighbor. Mrs. Oliver was a poor widow who lived in the building next door with her son Nathan. Nathan was 25 years old and had once injured his leg while working at a construction site, which left him confined to a wheelchair. He worked as a cashier at a local grocery store and lived in a modest, cozy cottage with his mother. But there was more love and peace in that small house. Compared to Lizzy's villa, which was designed by a world-renowned architect and contained some of the rarest and most valuable pieces of art in the world. When Marilyn saw how sad Lizzy was after her children refused her invitation, she immediately called Mrs. Oliver. What did they say? That they wouldn't come? Mrs. Oliver was shocked by how cruel Lizzy's children were to her. "I shouldn't have called them in front of her." That upset her even more because she heard everything. "It's good that you called me, Marlene. I would teach those kids a lesson if I were there." Mrs. Oliver began to speak when Marlene interrupted her. "There's something else I want to tell you, ma'am, actually." Then she went on to say that Lizzy had only a month to live, and that she wanted to see her children one last time before leaving for her heavenly home. Mrs. Oliver covered her mouth in shock. "What? What are you saying?" "We only found out about it today, ma'am, but her children don't know yet." There was a short pause, then Mrs. Oliver spoke. "I know what I'll do to cheer her up, to make Lizzy happy. Marlene, Lizzy means a lot to me, and I'll do everything I can to make her happy. In her last days, on that very day, she told her son Nathan everything, and she added, "My dear, for the next month, you have to forget that Mrs. Campbell is just our good friend. You must take care of her, just as you take care of me. She is like a mother to you, all right." Without hesitation, Nathan jumped to fulfill his mother's request regarding Lizzy. She was surprised when Mrs. Oliver started visiting her often, spending time with her cooking and watching old movies from the 50s and 60s, and accompanying her on shopping trips. But that brought her happiness and eased her loneliness. Meanwhile, Nathan would buy her medicine, take her to her medical appointments, and once surprised her with a party after calling all his friends. "It's my birthday." "Mrs. Campbell," I lied. "But because the doctor said you couldn't travel, I decided to arrange it at your home. I really wanted you to be there for the celebrations." At that moment, the elderly woman's eyes filled with tears, and she hugged Nathan. "Happy birthday, dear, and thank you for including me. My children never did anything like this for me." Almost a month passed like this, and Lizzy's condition began to deteriorate in her final days. It was Nathan, Mrs. Oliver, and Marilyn who took care of her, so she changed her will, and her children were unaware of this. When Lizzy passed away in her sleep, Marilyn called her children to attend the funeral. The children rushed to say their final goodbye, not because they missed their mother, but because they were excited to meet her lawyer to find out how much they would inherit. If nothing else, it would be a lot of money. They were thinking, but there was a surprise waiting for them. What? She left her mansion to someone named Nathan? Who is this person? Mr. Williams, the lawyer, said. Your mother changed her will a few days ago, and the mansion, which is worth $3.7 million, now belongs to Nathan Oliver. But Mr. Williams was about to finish when Harry interrupted him. Do you realize how many millions of dollars that is? My mom handed it over to some idiot we've never even met? Well, Mr. William continued, I'm not finished yet. The mansion goes to Mr. Nathan Oliver, while the other properties will be divided among Mrs. Claire Oliver, Miss Marilyn Jones, and the charity your mother chaired. I'm sorry to say this, but she didn't leave anything for the three of you. What's wrong with my mom? Was she crazy? How could she? Harry started to speak when a voice interrupted him. She made the right decision. You boys were very harsh on her in her final days. You didn't come to see her, and now you want all her money. Did you know she had cancer, and that's why she died? Marilyn shouted. But Mom didn't tell us anything. Matt grumbled. Because you boys didn't have time for her. She called because she wanted to see you one more time. But what did you do? You left her to fend for herself? I'm glad you got what you deserved. Mrs. Oliver replied, Do you really think we wouldn't give you our money? We'll see you in court, said Matt. And he left, followed by his brothers, giving Marilyn and Mrs. Oliver a stern look. But all of that was in vain. They lost the case in the end. Meanwhile, Nathan, with the help of his mother and Marilyn, founded a charity to establish a series of homes for elderly people who were lonely and vulnerable to abuse by their families. What we learned from this story is that the elderly need love and care, and you should never refrain from giving them both. Mrs. Oliver, Nathan, and Marilyn took care of Lizzy in her final days, and in return, they received her inheritance. If you liked the video, leave a like and a comment. Tell us what you would have done in her place. We love sharing these stories with the world, so feel free to tell us how we can improve the videos. Take this as a reminder. Call your loved ones today, take care of yourself, and we'll see you in the next video. Subscribe.